My memory is so bad I let you speak.
The hostage negotiation, look.
Concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press. How can I say this without revealing it? You know, I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Then who is helping him run the country?
The President of the United States runs the country. The Commander-in-Chief runs the country.
How can he be trusted with the nuclear codes if, I get that you're saying that nobody in the building would say that he's got an issue with his memory, but just the little part of what we get to see, he's made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake on camera this week.
So I'm going to be very clear here. The reality is that report, that part of the report does not live in reality. It just doesn't.
When something finally happens that not even a Clinton can gaslight you out of, you might actually be in some big, big trouble. And Hillary, you know, whether we like her or not, and I know that most people, I think, side on the side of not, but regardless of that, you know, we have to recognize that this woman knows a little bit about politics. She's not the first and not the only Democrat coming out, but she is the most known Democrat, I think, to start raising questions about Joe Biden's age. And she was given an interview talking about it being a real legitimate concern for the American voter. And really, that's just a real nice way of saying he is past his prime, man. If we are foolish enough to elect Joe Biden, he'll be 86 years old if we were to make it to the end of a second term. Obviously, you know, that's not at all likely. I have my doubts that he'll even get to the end of this one.
NBC News poll shows that 76% of voters are concerned about President Biden's age. On Wednesday, I asked former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton about this fact and how Biden should handle it. The X factor in all of this, the thing that we keep seeing in poll after poll after poll is concern about Biden's age, full stop. What should he do on this? Is it a matter of sort of like underscoring his boundless energy, or should he embrace his, 8 decades on Earth and the great wisdom he's gained through all of this?
I mean, do you have the above? All of the above. I mean, I talk to people in the White House all the time, and they know it's an issue. But as I like to say, look, it's a legitimate issue. It's a legitimate issue for Trump, who's only 3 years younger, right? So it's an issue. Once you say that, then you have to also talk about what's at stake in the election. And I'm for Joe Biden for re-election on the merits, because I think he's done a really good job as president. So I think he should continue to get out and campaign. He's been campaigning pretty vigorously across the country, and he actually does events where he's interacting with people, unlike Trump, who stands on a stage and, goes on and on for 90 minutes. Biden's taking questions. He's talking to people in small
Not from
groups.
the media.
Well, but that's okay. And it's okay. I'm sorry, Alex. It's okay.
We respectfully disagree.
Neither is Trump. I mean, neither one of them are going. They at this point in the campaign are trying to communicate with as many people as possible. I think Biden also should lean in to the fact that he's experienced and that.
Just listen to these people talk, man. It's like they live on a completely different planet. I mean, I don't even know where to start. The interviewer asked, should we talk about his boundless energy? And Hillary says that he's doing vigorous campaigning and has done a great job. These people are insane. They cannot possibly believe it. This is how strong the gaslight is in these people. They really do think that all they have to do is say things and the low information viewer are just going to believe it. And they're probably right on a lot of cases. They expect people to hear that and then just go vote for the guy with boundless energy and vigorous campaigning. And if you believe that, they must think that Donald Trump is some sort of superhuman, the way he campaigns and the amount of energy he has just to deal with the lawfare that they're putting him through. And Hillary, then she wants to talk about experience, right? If you can name one thing in the comments that Joe Biden has actually achieved that relied on any kind of experience, please, I'd be surprised. I think Bob Gates said it best when he said Joe Biden has been wrong on every single foreign policy decision of his lifetime. And he said that before Afghanistan. He said that before Ukraine, before Houthi rebels, before anyone had even heard of them. And that was before breaking record after record after record at the border. But he absolutely has been relying on his experience. And guys, his experience is Hall of Fame bad.
He's experienced. And that experience is not just in the political arena. It's like the stuff of, human experience. Character, wisdom. I think he should be willing to really hold that out. Say, how do you pull together a coalition to stand against Russian aggression? Well, you don't do it by photo ops. You do it because you have long experience in dealing with leaders and you know what's at stake. And I think he should kid more about it. He sometimes makes a joke when, we haven't done something like this since, James Madison, and I talked to him about it. I mean, I think things like that, which are sort of
I just
funny.
turned 113 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Character, the guy who disavowed and ignored a 7th grandchild because he didn't want to get involved with any of his junkie son's mistakes, unless, of course, he could make money off them. That guy has character. That's what character is. Come on, man. What a joke. I guess if you're a Clinton, that probably does look like character, but that's not character. And they want to talk about a world coalition in Ukraine, right? Well, if you look at that coalition, we're the only ones arming. We're the only ones funding the government. Everyone else is just listed as humanitarian aid, whatever that could possibly mean. I don't have any clue, but I guess with Obama gone, someone had to start sending the blankets, right? But anyway, they did a great job of pretending to talk about the president's age. They admit that it should be concerning, and it is if you're paying attention, but they also do their best to convince you that you really have no choice. You have to vote for the guy. But here's the thing. If you really want to know what's going on in Washington, you just got to ask Nancy.
Congresswoman, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Do you think that is the avenue that President Biden should go down on this, sort of poking fun at his age is his age?
His age is his age, yes. I'll tell you this, though. I've worked with the president for a long time, especially closely as speaker when he was president, and now since then. And he knows. He's always on the ball. He knows these issues. He knows the legislation. He helped write some of it. He campaigned on it. He remembers it. Anyone who would think that they're at some advantage because of his age thinks that at their peril because he's very sharp.
I'm sure you hear this from Democrats all the time. There are a lot of Democrats who have concerns, though, about his age, about his mental fitness. How much of him stumbling over words or saying Mexico instead of Egypt. What do you say to people about their concerns?
Well, I think that people do make mistakes. I think his age is one thing. That's an objective fact. His making a mistake from time to time, we all do that. When the former ex-president defeated President Trump, made a mistake about one thing or another, he would make the same mistake 7 times. It wasn't a slip of the tongue. It was a complete going down a path of something that wasn't even true, intentionally or otherwise. So I think that, again, age is an objective fact. As I say, it's all relative. He's younger than I am, so what do I have to say about his age? But he is, knowledgeable, wise. And after the football game yesterday...
Don't you maybe think that that's the point? That her, Joey, McConnell, they've all got to go, man. They've all got to go. They are way past the date. But at this point, they're only in Washington to do for themselves. And that's all I see them doing. And I think she nailed it without even knowing it.
I was sad. I'm proud of the San Francisco 49ers.
I didn't want to bring it up with you, but since you brought it up.
Yeah, but the reason I brought it up is because at the end of the game, you saw experience prevail. We have a new, fresh team. Wait till next year. We're getting all ready for it. But you saw experience prevail at the end. Experience is so important. So Joe Biden has vision, he has knowledge, he has a strategic thinker. This is a very sharp president. In terms of his public presentation, if he makes a slip of the tongue here or there, what's the deal? He has
You see a difference.
What he needs mentally and what he has in his heart empathetically for the American people.
Can you actually believe these people, man? CNN basically asks one of the few Washington fossils that's older than Joe Biden if he's too old to be president, which is pretty funny when you think about it. And her answer was, he's got the right stuff in his head and his heart. And she used all personal, all anecdotal proof. She just expects us to take her word for it because she's known him for so long. But to her point about, the end of the Super Bowl and experience prevailing, that's completely inaccurate. That is not at all what happened. Mistakes prevailed. The 49ers players didn't know that overtime rules were different in the postseason, and they didn't know that the advantage goes to the team who gets the ball second or gets the ball last. That is the one mistake that lost the game. It's the same kind of process and rules mistake that are literally killing this country under Joe Biden. You know, whether that's on the border or whether that's the Middle East or you want to talk about energy policy, it's all those little mistakes that are just going to lose us the freaking game, man. But that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, be a part of the channel's growth. Help us to continue to grow. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.